What up, all my fight fans? So there's all this talk about Jon Jones possibly ducking Tom Aspinall. Last week I heard that he is asking for 6 months to train for Tom Aspinall. And also, get this, I heard there was an interesting stat that just recently came out where Jon Jones, by the time he faces Tom Aspinall, will have the record of holding the heavyweight championship the longest. So what do we think about that, guys? What do we even say about that? My personal feelings is I think it's bullcrap that we were to even give Jon Jones that long to defend his belt, because he's had plenty of time to train for Tom Aspinall or any heavyweight, because we remember he took 3 years away from the cage to train for heavyweight. Now what is he gonna do? Take 6 months away each and every time to train for each and every fighter? I'm sorry, but that should not work that way. He's already defended the belt back in November, stopping Stipe. Great job. Now the next title shot should be up on the line now. You know, because you see so many guys that win belts and they right away back in there. And it's, to me, it sucks, because it is very, very much favoritism, 100%. Like, you look at Merab, he won the belt in September, then had to defend it in January. That is barely, what, 3 or 4 months of having the championship and having to defend it, where Jon Jones has held the belt for years and years and years. And I'm sorry, but because of what you've done for the UFC or whatever it takes, and you know how many times you defended the belt and blah, 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 doesn't matter. You want to be the champ, you gotta defend your belt. I'm so sick and tired of all these Jon Jones fans. And I like Jon Jones. He's a great fighter. I am not denying his skills. I am not denying his legendary status. I am not denying his GOAT status, because yes, he is definitely a GOAT. But the fact that we're giving him so much time away, the fact that the heavyweight division is not moving, the fact that everybody else wants the opportunity to become champion of the world and we're taking that away, it's just really, really frustrating, because you got Tom Aspinall, who's always wanted to be champion, who's even wanted to defend the fight for the belt, and has not had that chance. He's the interim champion of the world, won it a year ago, and is still the interim champion. And there was even talks about the potential that Alex Pereira, if he were to beat Ankalaev, could have fought Jon Jones. To me, that would have been even more. Like, you got Dana White, who would become, if that were to happen, Dana White would have became the biggest hypocrite in the world. By trashing boxing, saying the best don't fight the best, by saying like, oh, they only look for big money fights, or whatever the case may be, when Dana White talked about boxing. That pretty much is boxing 101, where you get the most popular fighter fighting the most popular fighter. When UFC was not built that way. UFC was built number one contender, number one guy versus number two guy. Champion versus challenger. That's what it's always been since I remember watching UFC. Now, the fact that Jon Jones is wanting the longer, almost feels like he wants to wait out Tom Aspinall. That he wants to frustrate Tom Aspinall so much that Tom Aspinall just loses interest in Jon Jones. And we should not do that. It's like, hey, you know what? Here's the belt. You got the champion. Here's the challenger. June, July. Pick the date. Which one do you want? June or July? Well, I need more time. Cool. Nice story. Give me your belt. You're now vacated the heavyweight champion of the world. Go retire, or you can fight for it again in June or July, or fight somebody else whenever you want to fight. But the championship of the world, the heavyweight championship of the world, is getting defended in June or July at International Fight Week, like it or not. That's the way the UFC needs to work. That's the way the UFC needs to really start dictating their fighters, start pretty much making their fighters do what they need to do, because they are a business, and the championship needs to move around, needs to move along. Because if we're going to continue doing this, where Jon Jones is going to have all this leverage, and what if we do wait 6 months and then all of a sudden Jon Jones gets hurt again? Like, he hurt himself against Stipe. I get it, injury is an injury. It happens. It happens to the best fighters in the whole world. That means you're going to wait even longer. And the fact that he's also going to be able to break a record for holding the championship of the world the longest, when he's only defended it not even twice yet. He won it once obviously won it in 2023, defended it in 2024, and has yet, or unsure if he's even going to defend it in 2025. When you guys had Randy Couture, Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar, Junior Dos Santos. The list goes on and on about heavyweight champions who continue to fight over and over and over again. And even when they were hurt, they came back and fought the challenger right away. So it's just really, really frustrating to see that. Now, if he wants the money, pay Jon Jones. Because yes, that is one thing I will say he deserves. The UFC has made a lot of money on Jon Jones fights, so the man does deserve championship money. So I get that, 100%, no disagreement. But if we're just going to constantly play around where this person wants to be the champion of the world, where he wants to have his record and wants to have the money and wants to dictate when he fights, no, I'm sorry, that's just way too much power. Way too much power. And they need to like move that along. They need like, hey, you know what? You can have the money, but that's it. Everything else, time, when, all that stuff that's gonna take place is on our time. And that's what we need to do. Because the heavyweight championship of the world has not been defended twice. I want to say what, 3 years, 4 years, give or take. Like, that's a very long time for the heavyweight division to not move around. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying, that the heavyweight division is kind of a mess right now, that there really isn't not a lot of excitement things going on, but you never know. Sometimes someone could be a champion of the world, like Tom Aspinall could be a champion of the world, and that could bring some excitement into the division. This all brings me back to where that Francis Ngannou situation, where Dana White is saying that Francis Ngannou is the one that ducked Jon Jones, but who knows? This is starting to sound more and more like that maybe Jon Jones was the one that ducked Francis Ngannou. The fact that maybe Jon Jones was coming up with so many obstacles and so many different ways to approach the fight, where he wanted so much, wanted more money, wanted the time, wanted everything just to be in his favor. These guys, it just feels like these guys are so afraid to lose, and it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And guys, I promise you, in boxing as well, if you lose, it's not the end of the world. You will still be labeled as great. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, all the Hall of Famers in the UFC like Randy Couture, all these other guys, Tito Ortiz, Ken Shamrock, they are all still legends and greats with losses. It's not that big of a deal. If you put in a situation, it's all about showing if you are the best, you're going to fight and put your best on the line against the other guys the best on the line, and to see if you're the best in the world. If you don't want to do that, then don't fight. Retire. Go fight exhibition fights. Don't stick around and say, well, I've done it all my life, or I've done it for years and years and years. Like, well, yeah, because you're in the best division in the world. The NFL, boxing, all these other great sports, they don't do that. They don't go, well, excuse me, boxing does do that. But I'm talking about basketball, baseball, football, even if it's a team sport, I get it. But still, at the end of the day, imagine if these guys were to say that. Like, you know what? We were on top for so long, we want to fight, we want to play against easier teams. Like, no, it's always the best versus the best. You want to be a pro? That's what it's always about. Forever and ever and ever. It never changes whatsoever. You want to be the champ, you got to defend it against the number one guy right behind you. Not any guy you want to choose, or you want to pick, and that you want to be able to face against where the odds are in your favor. No, that's not a champion. That's not somebody that I want to say that's the best in the world. If this is the guy that did that, like some other guys in boxing that have done that majority of their lives and the majority of their careers, I'm sorry, guys, but that to me is wrong. That's my personal opinion, guys. That's my rant about it, guys. So let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys feel regarding this whole situation on Jon Jones and ducking Tom Aspinall possibly. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.